1,000 curses on you, Maja. Oh, noble stranger, would you help Renzir? Karnvastен has been captured by Maja, this one's former first mate. She betrayed Renzir and turned his crew against him. There is no hope left, save your kindness. This one has 3 trade shipments scattered across the port and caches. Recover them, and he can start a new life. Maja must also be disposed of, for she will not rest until Renzir is hunted down. Renzir's most precious treasure is his wife, sweet Nubani. Last he saw, she was near our ship. This one suspects she has cleverly hidden herself, but will need help to escape. Do all this, and Renzir will make sure you are rewarded. This one should have been more suspicious of Maja from the start. Her skill as a first mate blinded him to her greed. Now Renzir only wishes to retire and live peacefully with his Nubani. The High Elves do not like to see lesser ships such as this one's humble junker docked at their ports. Therefore, many foreign ships are directed to hidden waterways to deliver their goods. Such a lack of respect for us newcomers, yes? Maormer raids are a constant threat on Somerset's coast, and the Altmer Navy is, shall we say, slow to respond to attacks on foreign ships. Renzir must take all precautions for such attacks. None know of these caches but himself and Nubani. It pains this one to speak of his precious wife when she is in such danger. You'll know her by her clever tongue and beautiful sparkling eyes. She warned Renzir many times not to trust Maja. If only he had listened to her wisdom. It all started when we ported in Karnvastен only a few days ago. Maja began to disappear deep within the caves, became irritable, angry. Then suddenly, she announced herself captain, attacked all who opposed, including Renzir. That, Renzir does not know. Perhaps she found an ally, someone powerful enough to scare the crew into obeying her command. But there's more than sailors in those caves now. As Renzir ran, he saw strange fighters. Undead, perhaps. But Maja is no necromancer, nor any of Renzir's crew. However, if she did find an ally, perhaps they have such power. Evil forces lie within Karnvastен, Walker. Best to be cautious. The High...
worthy of a bard song.
Welcome surprise. I cannot complain, but that does not seem to stop me.
I need healing! Just another obstacle. I'm hurt. Keep your weapons ready.
Haven't you lot learned by now that I have more than enough magicka to deal with the likes of... Wait a moment. You're not one of these smugglers. What brings you to this enchanting little hideaway? Well then, it appears that your mission has thus far been a success. Since you're here, I could use your help. My associate Grog has been captured. I need you to free him, while I try to learn everything I can about the sea slode called Garza. Grog went off to investigate the undead near the bay. Figured they were the sea slode's handiwork. He didn't account for the smugglers, though, and they captured him. Now he's chained up as a gift to appease Garza, the sea slode necromancer. I appreciate the effort. While I may have dealt with a few of these scoundrels, I'm not capable of eliminating an entire army of smugglers. Besides, one of us has to investigate Garza and the other sea slodes. Somerset is depending on us. As quietly and efficiently as I possibly can. I have no desire to get into additional altercations with either the smugglers or the sea slode's undead servitors. I'll meet you back here in this relatively safe location once we're both finished. From what I've been able to observe, the smugglers have entered into some kind of arrangement with the sea slode. They occasionally leave prisoners for the creature to toy with. Unfortunately, Grog is just the latest in a long line. A hunch, I suppose. For an often inebriated orc, he actually excels at that sort of thing. From what limited knowledge I have of the sea slodes, though, necromancy appears to be one of their favorite pastimes. I'll try to learn more once you depart.
Captain Kitty Cat tired you to take me out? Fool! I found true power! Submit to That's what I'm talking about! Heavy sack. What's it feel like, all that magicka? Did Captain Kitty Cat hire you to take me out? Fool! I found true power! We've got this! Right? shouldn't take long. Bet we could get some use out of that.
Four out!
Was that it?
Hello? Someone there?
More intruders! Excellent! You'll be nice additions to my soldiers. How you fools! I will return.
Are you one of those double-dealing smugglers? I'm going to take a chance and assume you're not, because I really need you to get me out of these chains. You know, before the big slug notices me. How do I... What the tusk do I look like? A blacksmith? Sorry, let me consider. Well, the smuggler with the key went to chat with the Slode. Said something disagreeable and I heard him scream. Body's not far. Or if you can pick a lock. Sure, I'll tell you everything I know. Right after you get me out of these chains. Look, I'm tired, I'm thirsty, and I'm in no rush to have that slimy slug get its webbed fingers on me. So go get that key.
You're not bad with a lockpick.
Thanks for getting me out of those chains. My wrists were starting to chafe. So, what's the plan? How do we get out of this oblivion pit? Look, I'm grateful and all that, and I really admire your tenacity, but we're not safe here. I'll tell you and Kynar everything I learned right after we get out of this place. Fine, but then we really need to get out of here.
The sea slode's name is Kagarza. Some sort of necromancer based on all the undead I ran into. But that's not all. I heard it talking to someone. A high elf, I think. Said some interesting things. Something about a cabal of some sort. Multiple sea slodes working together. They discussed another one of the big slugs operating to the south. Said they had a way to sink the island. Can we get out of here now, please?
Is that all that Silver Tongue can do? That's it? Never hurts to learn something new.
Thanks for getting me out of those chains. My wrists were starting to chafe. So, what's the plan? How do we get out of this oblivion pit?
going to regret this.
Thanks for retrieving Grog. He may be lazy, perpetually intoxicated, and a terrible cheat at Ancestor Draw, but he is one of my steadfast companions. Was he able to shed any additional light on the Sea-Slowed menace? Interesting. That corresponds with what I was able to learn. Anything else? My drunken companion usually discovers the most tantalizing secrets. Sink the island? Magic of that sort sounds as remarkable as it is terrible. Maria and the High Elf Marines headed south, following rumors of some sort of natural phenomenon. I wonder if they're related. You need to go help her. Time is of the essence. While you go south to aid Maria, I'll return to Alinor and bring what we've learned so far to the Battle Reef. It splits our forces, but I don't see any other way. Good luck, and may the stars light your path.
Thanks for making sure I got back to Kynar. We'll tell the Battle Reef what we know, but you've got to find Maria.
Maria took the Marines and went south to investigate rumors of a sea-slode near Alinor. If the vile slugs have developed a magic powerful enough to sink Somerset, then my friend may be in over her head. You must go and help her.
Hey, it's your funeral. I'll take that if you don't want it.
that's just not fair to them. Think they got what it takes? What a rush! Worthy of a bard song!
Kill me.
Ugh, I hate that briny smell when they die. Ugh. I mean, that's just not fair to them. Done. But don't let your guard down. Hit them where it hurts.
Looking for someone. Did Renzier send you? Nubani hopes he cared to mention his wife alongside his goods. So he sends you in his stead. How touching. No doubt Renzier first mentioned his shipments. Worth enough for us to finally retire, yes? But this one fears her husband will never leave his life as a smuggler. A traitor! If only we could have such a peaceful life. No, the only thing Renzier delivers to Somerset is contraband. That's why we port within this cave. Perhaps, though, with your help, I can finally force his paw, putting an end to this dangerous life. If you dump those smuggled goods into the sea, then his only option will be to sell our ship and settle down. What do you say? Renzier never has to know. Just one more trip, Renzier tells me. Just one more trip. But it's been 5 years, and Nubani tires of hiding in caves and waiting for night. She loves her husband, but fears he will never stop. He just needs the right incentive. Many times, loudly, repeatedly. If we trade our ship, there will be no choice but to settle down. An honorable life in the sun is all this one asks. It's what Renzier wants too. He just needs the right push. Quickly, dump the shipments overboard. There are darker forces in this cave than mutinying smugglers. Nubani wishes to sail out of Karnvastен as soon as possible. And have no worries. She will find her way back to Renzier. Ah, but Nubani and Renzier are so resourceful, yes? The profit from this ship will be more than enough to open up a little shop. A simple life, yes, but honorable. No more dealing with necromancers and smelly caves. Maggia is no necromancer, yet undead line these shores. Strange, no? There is a powerful force at work, deep within the caves of Karnvastен. Something lurks in the darkness, and Nubani isn't waiting around for it to come out.
Just when I hit my stride.
Heal me!
Just try and stop me. just getting started. Spiders with armor. Nasty little things.
Aid me!
Barely broke a sweat.
You return carrying nothing, and with no one at your side. Have you failed? Did you find this one's Nobani? First, Maja steals my crew, then my only means of survival. Oh, how will this one tell Nubani? He promised her a life of riches and luxury. Now we'll have to sell this ship just to get by. Still, you've done much. Thank you, Walker. Nubani! There you are! Renzier knew you would escape.
With no help from her coward husband, of course.
Oh, do not say such things, especially on such a day when all has been lost.
Oh? But we still have the ship. We'll sell it in the nearest harbor, yes? Buy a little shop, just as you promised?
Well, yes, of course. Though perhaps we find sailors who wish for work?
Renzier?
Yes, we sell this ship, of course. We start a shop just as you wish.
Good.
This was to be our last trip, you know. Then this one could retire with Nubani in peace. His days at sea were to finally come to an end. Maja has ruined everything for us. She did? Why would she? You must understand! In Somerset, there is no opportunity for a Khajiit. The High Elves only expect the worst from us, and yet the only life we can make is one within the shadows. Hardly a risky venture. The items allowed within Somerset, they are few. Certain books, foods, even perfumes are not accepted, for the strangest reasons. But the wealthy who wish for these items pay well for Renzier's troubles. By John and Jode, no. Renzier cannot stomach such things. Maja did not agree. She wished to expand our operation, smuggle in more risky items. Renzier's refusal must have spurred her to mutiny. If only he had been more careful.
Back. I can feel it humming. Think they got what it takes? I didn't even hear it click. Yeah, I forgot to keep score. Giddy up!
We can regale the court with tales of how Paragon bravely wrestled 7 volumes to the ground. He'll have the paper cut.
Could you
to
keep
prove
it down? At least one of us should know about giant salamanders before we face one.
Let's make some noise. Nothing you can't handle.
When next we meet, things will be different.
And you get to keep all this?
If you've come to rob me, I'm afraid I have little of value. I can help if you've a high fever or nervous stomach, but I have no need for gold these days. Healthy paranoia, I suppose. There's plenty of questionable characters out here, but I prefer it to the crowded cities. Too many myrrh going on about their appearance or their status or their career. I'm done with such trivialities. Oh, it's been a long time since my former student has contacted me, and now she makes such demands. How quickly she forgets who trained her to hold a paintbrush. I have no need for gold. You can tell her that upon your empty-handed return. This is B'korgen blue tea? I thought it lost forever. The last shipment was said to have sunk to the bottom of the Abyssan Sea. Oh, she's still clever, isn't she? Her and Veralel always were. Very well, take my mixture. It's a good trade. Yes, back when I had the inclination to bother with such upstarts, I thought that would be my legacy, to train great artists who would blossom under a careful eye. Sadly, all they did was rot in their own hubris. The life of a Somerset artist is not easy. It's not enough to be merely great. You have to be better. Both Tindoria and Verarel wilted under that pressure. I blame myself for agreeing to tutor them together. Their rivalry seemed harmless at first, even friendly, just something to keep them motivated. But as it tends to be, one of them was always a step ahead. Soon any praise I had for one would pierce the pride of the other. And now they've both grown bitter and endlessly jealous of the other's success. They believe Somerset only has room for one great artist. Such foolishness. Honestly, it was their squabbling that led me to stop taking students.
So hungry.
purposefully doing a poor job because I can come to no other conclusion.
This is absurd. No one can meet these standards, not even you.
I have to keep working, else I'll never become a sapiarch, if you'll excuse me.
Sorry, but I don't have time to chat. At least not while the sapiarch is watching me like a hawk. The college is breathing down the sapiarch's neck, so he's taking it out on us. And as a lowly assistant, I have no room to complain. I have to agree. But where would I even go? It's been my dream to become a sapiarch. I've always been a scholar at heart, and a damn good one at that. I never considered that, truth be told. The Mages Guild is known to be filled with some of the greatest scholars in Tamriel. And I'm sure they'd treat me a lot better than this. You know, I think I will join them. Thank you.
Can
To
you
oblivion
use that
with this
talent
work,
to clear
I will
my
take
bar
part in it
tab?
no longer.
What are you? Wait! Return this instant! You induced one of my assistants to leave? How dare you? The sheer presumptuousness of your actions is just... Ugh! I can't believe this.
She ran off? Then that means I'm head assistant. I knew my hard work would pay off one day.
Was just getting started. Cute. You think you'll win? That was fun. Giddy up.
Whoever you are, if you aren't an illusion, you need to take word to Alinor. Tell Battle Reeve Tanoline. The Marines. We followed rumors of some new kind of magic. Discovered the geysers. Sea-slowed magic. Something to do with abyssal pearls. The geysers spout terrible sea creatures and undead. B'korgen. The Sea Slowed is working to increase their power. Our report contains all the details. The High Elf Marine in Dirham. He's a mage, though nowhere near as powerful as Kynar. He compiled notes about the geysers, most of which I didn't understand. When the Yagra attacked, we split up. The Marines headed down the coast. I should survive. I've suffered similar injuries in the past. As soon as I gather my strength, I'll make my way back to Alinor.
that briny smell when they die. Ugh.
Lead the way!
Yeah!
Keep an ear out for anything exciting. Eyes polished and...
You're back. Kainar returned and said you went in search of Maria and the Marines. Tell me, is the sea-slowed threat as dire as the Queen's cat intimated? Eight protect us. A cabal of sea-slodes, high-elf traitors, magic geysers that can sink the island. I ask you to look into one threat, and you bring me a multitude. Still, this confirms the rumors. Now that we know, we can plan accordingly. Normally, I'd dispatch every soldier at my disposal to deal with these geysers. However, the ongoing war has depleted our forces. It might be time to reach out to more people like you and Kainar's adventurers. For now, take this with my thanks. The work you did to bring us information on the Sea Slode? Brilliant. That's only the beginning, however. Now we need to act on that information before the Abyssal Cabal can inflict too much damage on the island. The Sea Slodes have unleashed abyssal geysers that can sink the island. They assumed we'd be so concerned with the creatures that bubbled out of them that we'd fail to realize the true danger until it was too late. Let's disappoint them, shall we? Destroy the geysers. Find them and obliterate them as quickly as you can. You'll need to fight through the creatures spawned by the geysers, so bring allies with you if you can, and make sure to destroy the pearls. That's the source of the magic. You have your mission? Find and destroy as many of these abyssal geysers as you can. I have no soldiers to spare to assist you. I suggest you seek aid among the other newcomers to Somerset. Just what was in the report you brought back. The Sea Slode Cabal has seeded the island with enchanted abyssal pearls. The magic in the pearls somehow opens the geysers and calls forth the creatures. They plan to use the geysers to sink Somerset. What I wouldn't give to have enough soldiers for such a mission. Unfortunately, most of the Dominion military currently defends the Queen's honor in Cyrodiil. I'm left with a small defense force and whatever help I can scrounge up. You, for example.
While you deal with the geysers head-on, I shall endeavor to find a more permanent solution to the problem. I certainly hope so. I might even send word to Oriandra. See if the Psijics are interested in helping. We won't let Somerset sink, my friend. Not on our watch.
Hey, about Karnwastен. Thanks for your help back there.
Thank you for retrieving Indiram's report and getting it to the Battle Reeve. I would have hated for the Marines to have died in vain. It took me a while, but here I am. A little rest, and I'll be ready to get out there and deal with a few of those geysers myself.
There's nothing else to discuss until those abyssal geysers have been destroyed. Get to it, and may the stars guide you in this task. Without more information, there's no target to attack. Besides, I don't have an army at my disposal right now. The majority of our forces are committed to the continent and the Three Banners War. I must rely on the forces at hand.
The depravity of Daedric worship is running rampant through our lands. Look around! Anyone gathered here could truly be a Daedric-loving fiend. Especially now. See who crawls onto our shores. The bastard children of Malakath, the tainted Velothi. Even now the taint of Daedra walks across our island uncontested. Shall we permit our great land, our divine provenance, to be desecrated? No! We must steel our hearts against the seductive and corrupting whispers of Daedric worship. But know, brothers and sisters, that the warmth of the Atada can reach even those who wrongly turn away from their light. Oh, Oriel, light of the soul of creation, give us
You helped Arathiel stop Moloch? If only I could walk in her shadow.
Kedeko, Denima, Denata. Kedeko, Makteri, Rekuta. Kedeko, Makoma, Ta.
Cloud rest destroyed by shadows. Could it be true?
You, over here.
Alanor's a city of splendors, some a tad more hidden than others.
No, I understand. If you change your mind.
Going on a job? Won't do to get caught unprepared. Better make sure you're supplied.
My rates are reasonable, honest. Awesome.
I've been assured this place is a well-kept secret, but I can't help but get nervous. For all we know, the Divine Prosecution could do a sweep any minute.
Vindilwyn told me where she sent you. I've been having the most interesting conversation with this divine prosecution person here. Did you know the tall elves have at least 3 rules for every possibility? Oh, did you find the stolen goods? Rigert is so happy he could kiss you! The last time I did that, though, Thane Mera punched me in the nose, so... I know. Let's give the good Justiciar one of my Nord keepsakes. Which one do you think he'd like best? Interesting. The stuffed goat represents stoic bravery, and she never breaks any rules. I mean, how could she? She's dead. Anyway, she stands for all the same things as the divine prosecution. Yes, I think that's the perfect gift to give to the Justiciar. The Nord Cultural Exchange proudly returns the Queen's stolen items. And this stuffed goat, it's a Nord treasure.
Remarkable work. I'll grant you that writ of authenticity now. A word of advice. If Vindilwyn refuses to help, remind her that the Divine Persecution might remember the incident at the Battle Reeves dinner party. You performed admirably. And the fact that I don't have to tell the Queen that her favorite bowl and cup were stolen, well, that's just honey butter on the sour meat pasty. Of course, I must admit I didn't expect you to succeed, but thank you for recovering the items. As for the stuffed goat, I'll just toss that in the trash after the two of you leave. In the meantime, be careful when dealing with Vindilwyn. Let's just say Vindilwyn likes to maintain the upper hand. Here's a bit of advice. If she refuses to help you, tell her that the Divine Persecution could look into that incident at the Battle Reeves dinner party if you were to remind me about it.
Now that we have the writ of authenticity, the letter of recommendation, and the tickets to Enigma's performance, we should return to Courtier Vindilwyn so I can get my audience with the Proxy Queen.
Heed me, brothers and sisters. You look at one another and suspect nothing. In any heart can lurk the pain. I've little time for talk.
As I have said, the Proxy Queen is unable to hold audience with petitions at this time. There are other affairs that
I honestly never expected to see either you or Ambassador Riggett again. Can I assume this means you acquired the items I specified? So I see. I'll just file the documents away for later review, and slip those tickets into my bodice for safekeeping. We should be able to process your request and schedule an appointment for, let's say, 5 weeks from next Mondays. You're lucky I'm entertaining the Nord's request at all. Take the appointment and be grateful for this time with the Proxy Queen. I know newcomers who would kill for a meeting sometime this year, let alone in 5 weeks. Now, if you don't mind.
Riggett is so disappointed. How can I negotiate peace if I can't even get an audience with the High Elf Proxy Queen? What a terrible predicament this has turned out to be. Do you have any brilliant ideas, my friend? Of course. Threaten the snooty High Elf with a scandal. High Elves hate scandals, snooty or otherwise. Watch how Riggett negotiates a difficult situation. No, better idea. You do it! That way Rigert gets to be the good Nord. More believable that way.
Back again? You and that Nord are worse than a plague of fell runners in a field of swamp nettles. What do you want this time? He did what? How dare he? Why, I have a mind to... No. I see how it is. Very well. Tell the ambassador I'm impressed by his ruthless use of rumor and innuendo. I'll let the proxy queen know that Rigert is her next appointment.
What happened? Did the threatening words do the trick? Or is Rigert in even more trouble with the snooty high elves now? She did? I mean, of course she did! Rigert had every confidence in you. Thank you, my friend. Take this with the gratitude of the Nord Cultural Exchange. I think you'll like it better than that stinky essence of mammoth that I saw you ogling.
Proxy Queen Eleanor, may I present the Nord Ambassador, Rigert the Brash.
Pleased to be seeing your beautiful face, Your Majesty. Sign the treaty, and we can break for dinner. Unless you want to be negotiating first.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves, Ambassador. I'll listen to what you have to say, and we'll see where the evening takes us.
As long as the evening includes lots of mead, that sounds fine to me.
Ambassador, I find your Nordish inclinations to be most refreshing.
Oh, Rigert has plenty of inclinations, Your Majesty.
We look forward to finding out all about your inclinations, Ambassador Rigert. Come along. The royal chef makes a rabbit meatball pie that you'll absolutely devour.
You may have forced my hand, but that doesn't mean the Nord Ambassador will be successful in his quest. Not that it matters to me. But I hope you realize you made an enemy in the court, newcomer. I will find a way to pay you back, mark my words.